Brothers, what is going on, everybody? It's Civil here, and we're back with another video. In this one, I'm bringing you the 5 biggest things to improve your offense right now. Now, you might be saying to yourself, well, Civil, it's a little bit late in the year to be doing something like this, you know, top 5 video for getting your offense better. And yes, we are 8 months into the game. Don't get me wrong, I get it. But they were important in Madden 19. They were important in Madden 20. They're gonna be freaking important in Madden 21. These are things that carry over. They are legacy things with Madden, okay? These are things that carry over year after year after year after year. These are concepts, not individual plays, not individual things in the game. These are concepts that you can apply to every single game, to every single offense. That's what's important to memorize here. Now, in the last video, I asked you guys, who is the #1 most expensive MUT card in your MUT binder? And as you can see around me, we got a plethora of responses, so I'm super happy about that. And the overwhelming reply was Mr. Dick Night Train Lane. And for good reason. His power-up card is probably the best corner in the game, damn near. Maybe, you know, you could argue a couple other people. Definitely a good card to have. In this video's question of the day, my question for you guys is, when you hear the word Madden Pro, who is the first pro who you envision in your mind? Not the best, that's a keyword, not the best, but who is the first person that comes to your mind? Is it one of the GOATs, Michael Skimbo or Problem Right? Is it up-and-comer TNC Fancy? Is it me? That's what I want to know from you guys. Leave that in the comment section down below. And while you're scrolling down there, guys, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're not already. Join the boys. And hit the little bell icon, okay? Get notified as soon as I drop a video every single time. We're dropping every 3 days. That's the upload schedule. So get with it. Make sure you're notified as soon as these baby hit. Getting back into the video, this is the offensive edition, but next video will be the defensive edition. So let's go. We're going to start out with #1 right here. First thing we're going to be talking about is the Playmaker. Now, you notice how the skill level is advanced, so this is a harder thing to do. This is something that I see not enough people using in their offenses, both intentionally and unintentionally. And I'm going to break down what I mean by that right here. Now, if you don't already know how to use the Playmaker feature, it's going to be really simple. All you're going to do is, while you're passing and you're drop back to pass, you're going to use your right stick and flick it up or to the left or to the right or even down if you want to, and it'll target that closest receiver to the quarterback, and that receiver will go in that direction. Now, if you do it as soon as they snap the ball, it's not going to work as well. But a couple seconds into the play, you'll be able to see it light up, and you'll be able to see it here in a few moments about how you're going to be able to light up and direct them in different areas. Now, I want to showcase the 3 main ways people are going to actually use this Playmaker feature. Now, right here, notice the route combo we have on the field. Right here, we have a drag, a slant, and a streak. Not a very good route combo, but it's going to get the job done. I want you to pay attention to Kelsey here, okay? Now, we're going to roll out to the left side of the field, and we have a hard flat. But notice, we're able to actually Playmaker this drag up to get above that hard flat. Once again, I'm going to show it again here. This is its cover 3 hard flats, and instead of the play just kind of being dead, not having anywhere to go, once again, I'm going to show it here where we're going to actually Playmaker this Playmaker this drag up the field. Look, see, it should be bagged right here, but we're actually going to Playmaker him up a little bit. And even though right there wasn't the greatest example, sometimes you have to get a little bit better of a Playmaker. You want to see how he's going up the field. One last time on this example, I'm going to show it. And it's very, very easy to see how this could be beneficial. Right here, the play should be dead, but we're going to Playmaker him up a little bit and throw it right there is another good example. That was a really crispy example, actually, where we're able to Playmaker him up, get above a zone, and get a really, really easy completion. The second example of how we're going to use a Playmaker feature is a little bit harder to understand, and it's a little bit harder to totally grasp, but I promise you, just bear with me, and it's something that's going to take your offense from throwing the ball away to a simple incompletion, or maybe like a 1-yard gain, you know, taking a sack even, to turning them into 20, 30, 40, 50-yard gains. It's going to really change the tide of the game in terms of your offense, be able to put more points on the board, I promise you. And there's a huge skill to this. It's just something that people don't like to attribute to skill a lot. So the best way to show it, it's really going to be a way to improvise and extend plays, basically, you know, having plays that break down, get huge yardage. We see this all the time in the NFL where a play kind of breaks down and a quarterback leads his receiver up the field for a big gain into the open space. And we're going to see it here. So focus on the corner route here. Now, this is a predetermined play. I know what I'm going to do beforehand, but you're able to do this in plays where they break down. So let's say, you know, everything's guarded, the play breaks down, we roll out of the pocket, and we're going to Playmaker this guy up into the open space. Now, you see right there, we Playmaker him to where the ball, or where there's no defenders up the field. Maybe it wasn't the best idea there, but I'll do it again. The idea is when the play breaks down, you can look deep down the field to some of your receiving targets, and they will be able to be Playmaker into open space. Right here, we're going to Playmaker this guy. You know, this was a little bit too far, so not a great example. You don't want to Playmaker him that deep, but I'll show you another example here with curls instead. That might be a little bit easier visually to notice. And we're going to see how on something like this, you know, play breaks down, and we're going to make sure that we're able to not lose yards. So right here, we actually have this Y route, And instead of Playmaker, we just throw it. So that's one thing to note, is to not get over Playmakery. So I'm going to show it here with just one curl and a streak and a post, just because I do want you guys to be able to see this to the fullest extent of it. And right here, we have this curl, and we're able to throw it in the open spot. Now, of course, it did get kind of caught in a bad animation, but you're able to see it's when you have open spaces on the field and the play kind of breaks down where all your receivers are initially guarded, you want to Playmaker them around and Playmaker them to the open part of the field. So the third way I want to show off the Playmaker feature is actually going to be out of the gun split close pass formation. It's going to be out of the play PAY shot. And we will choose a random play on defense. And notice how this play has a deep crosser. Now let's get that crosser going to the wide side of the field, so it has to get usered. And as an offensive player here, you know that you're calling this play with the intentions of having this crosser being forced to get usered. So you ask yourself, what other routes can you put on the field with it? Well, a streak is usually used to be able to use a pullout. And underneath, we can put a hitch. Now, a lot of people will put this hitch here and leave it as a hitch, which is okay. The hitch will get open a lot because it's kind of in a weird part of the zone, and zones won't really drop on it very well. But what people don't do enough is realize that they can actually Playmaker this hitch into the open part of the field. Watch right here as we have this hitch, and we're going to Playmaker him over. And notice how he's wide open. Now, the idea is assumably that the user is going to be guarding the unguardable route, which is our crosser in this situation. So all we do is simply make another route unguardable. This hitch is an unguardable route when it's Playmakered because there's no way that it can defend or that they can get into every part of the zone. Now, you want to have someone athletic here. Travis Kelce is not the best example because he is just not very fast. You know, he's kind of a slower receiver and doesn't have, you know, the best route running. But once again, we're able to get him into the open part of the field. You see right there, we had him underneath the zone. We were forced out of the pocket. And once again, if the crosser's open, obviously throw the crosser like I did there. But when you have him doing this, you're able to Playmaker him into certain spots that just can't be guarded by zones. Right there's a great example where we get a 7-yard gain off of this, and it's very, very easy to see. I'm going to show one more example where I'll put B on the hitch instead. And you can do this out of a lot of different things as well. Right here, we're going to roll out with them this time, but we can lowball it right here. And it's going to be super, super annoying for the defense to try to defend. And it's going to take a lot of resources to defend just a very, very simple hitch. So I think with those three things being said, I think it's a very, very easy way to implement this Playmaker feature into your offensive arsenal that people just aren't doing right now, okay? I'm not going to spend any more time on it. I can go days and days and days talking about it, but I'm just not going to. We're going to get to number 2. So the second thing I want to do is going to be talking about play calling. Now, this is a super, super underrated part of offense where people just don't seem to want to really put a lot of thought into their play calls. And what I mean by that is that they will call run plays when it doesn't make sense to call run plays. They will call pass plays and put route combos that don't make sense, that don't complement each other, and don't make sense against the defense they're playing against. And that is something I want to break down. So I first want to start this off by showcasing a route combo that I think just does not make much sense at all. And I think honestly, this route combo sucks, and I see a lot of people doing it where they will come out in a play like this that has in routes galore going into each other, and they'll just come out here and snap the ball. And while it's not terrible, it's just not that good, and the spacing between the routes just isn't very, it's just not very fluent. You know, it's very, very easy to get baited on a lot of these routes where, you know, that you just snap this ball and you have 3 in routes where, I mean, it's kind of easy for the user to go back and bait you, and you have routes running into each other. Notice at the end there, we have an in route and that table route just basically hitting each other, and it's not ideal. Watch Y, watch RB, and it's okay, but it's just not, it's not great. That little spacing right there is situational, and just calling this play, I mean, look at X and B, look at the spacing between these two. You will see that X and B, I mean, it's kind of easy to be able to get baited between those from a user. So that's why I think that people need to start really thinking about the route combos and thinking about really the main thing I want to talk about in terms of what makes a good offensive play, and that's user isolation. Now, what I mean by that is watch when I do something like this. Look at this. There's no way a user can defend more than one route on this play. It's literally impossible compared to this where routes can kind of start running into each other. Let me show you guys an example of this route combo that I put out here where there's just no way a user can defend everything. And right here, you know, we're gonna be able to throw this corner out very, very easily, and the spacing's really great, and it's really nice because it makes it very easy to make the read. This route combo right here is what I like to call the idiot beater, and the reason I call that is because people really can't adjust to it very well, especially people who aren't very good at the game. It's very hard to take away all these routes because a user just cannot take everything away, which means that they're gonna have to make adjustments, and idiots can't make adjustments. Okay, that's why I think the idiot beater is so good. But once again, I mean, just looking at a route combo like this, it's so bad. This right here is another example of a route combo that just does not make any sense. Look at these two in routes, B and X. There's no separation between these two. Literally, watch them. These run almost directly into each other, which is such a bad thing. Once again, we're going back to that idea of user isolation. You want to isolate the user, make them where they can't defend more than one route. Trade this for a route combo more similar to something like this, and see how here it's actually going to be really hard for a user to defend more than one route. We have a streak, which is clearing out for the corner. We have a hitch and a curl, which are so evenly spaced apart where a user will not be able to defend both of them. Now right here, obviously we're just throwing the ball around, but you see how it's so much harder to defend for a user and for a defense a route combo like this compared to what we were doing before. Okay, once again, I'm going to snap this ball, and you're going to be able to see, obviously, we will take a sack. That's not the worst thing in the world, but it's all about route spacing and getting routes to complement each other. Doing something like this just will not complement each other. Look at these routes. Look at how B and X are going to be damn near. I mean, it's so easy to get baited while running a route combo like this because it's so easy to go from B to X. All right, so user isolation's key. And to do that, you need to put thought process into the route combos that you're putting on the field that you're trying to snap. Don't just come out here and just pick a play and snap the ball, because usually these plays that Madden puts in the game for us, they just suck. Honestly, they just are bad plays. If you guys have made it this far into the video, I want you guys to stop what you're doing, take a second, and put the word forklift into the comment section. That's right, forklift. I don't care if you already commented earlier, but the question of the video, I want you guys to type forklift. I want to see who makes it this far. Alright guys, big thank you, big shout out to y'all for making it this far. And now we're getting to number 3. Now the third thing on our list is going to sound like such a simple and obvious thing, but it's going to be don't be stupid. And what I mean by this is don't give away the ball for stupid reasons. Don't give the other team points for stupid reasons in terms of turnovers. Check this out. This is in my club championship game, the round of 16 against Nick Hacko, another very good player. We're the same age. We both were making very good runs at the club series, and this game is worth $10,000, all right? And you see me on 3rd and 10. I'm down 4 points, and it's right before half, a very crucial time of the game. I get ball at half, or actually, rather, he gets ball at half. So this is a very big part of the game. You see me right here run a route combo. I've never ran this before in a game. I've never ran that specific play before in a game. And I just forced one of the worst throws I could possibly imagine. And that's just me being stupid. I was uncomfortable. Instead of thinking and taking my time, I decided to rush things and kind of get out of my comfort zone. It's such a terrible thing that you can't afford to do. I give another really good player at the highest level of Madden 3 points, and I ended up losing that game by 4 points. And on my money drive, with under a minute left to go, I was in field goal range, but I had to score a touchdown, and I forced some stuff that resulted in another interception that I wouldn't have forced if I just needed a field goal to tie it instead of needing a touchdown to be able to keep in the game. All right, and that's why it's so important that you just cannot risk throwing picks even early in the game, because throughout the game it will come back to bite you. Now that is going to wrap it up for me in this video, guys. Huge shout out for all of y'all for sticking through to this point. If you guys did enjoy the content, make sure you guys, of course, as always, hit the like button and subscribe. And I will be streaming 4 days a week at the link in the description below. Also, Civ University will be on Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. That is today. I am uploading this on a Sunday. It will be 9 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be an hour-long coaching and labbing session at the Twitch. That will be, once again, in the link below. That's the same Twitch I used to stream. If you guys are interested in that, it's a live, free coaching session that you guys will get to be a part of. You get to ask me questions. I'll go over a bunch of talking points. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you guys check it out. But with that all being said, I'll see you next time.